Hello and welcome to yet another Outside Inside Star Citizen, the show where we make fun of the developers. And boy, there is a lot to talk about in this one. Also, there's gonna be they gave us a roadmap update, and we gotta talk about it because it's confusing as fuck. So let me just roll the intro and let's watch Inside Star Citizen and review it. And afterwards, we're gonna do the roadmap update. So roll the intro.
Hello, my name is Grumpy.
The Salvage feature is really trying to cater to people who want the diversity and exploration type gameplay.
You might find debris fields of a long-lost battle, or on your discovery tour you find a destroyed ship.
Excusez-moi, but that's never gonna happen. Like, even with persistent entity streaming, we know that some things are gonna despawn after a while, or after we have like new stuff that spawned. Therefore, this is just like daydreaming and that's it. Like, yeah, that would be amazing, but that is never gonna happen. The only thing the salvage is gonna be good for is like after you kill a ship, or after you like know that your guys killed a ship, you're gonna go there and salvage it, or maybe you're just gonna be an asshole and salvage ships on the pads on Orlisar and like stuff like that. But we are probably never gonna find a ton of wrecks after a long lost, or whatever he said, fight that happened a long time ago, and then like there's a ton of wrecks and then you go there and salvage it. I'm pretty sure that that's not gonna happen. Like I'm certain that that's not gonna happen in the next patch, but I'm also pretty sure that like it's not ever gonna happen unless it is scripted, of course, and unless there's like a field that you have like a marker to go to and then you're gonna find a bunch of wrecks. I don't even know it. Like, are we gonna be able to like salvage those broken up pieces of space stations that we have like in the asteroid clusters? We don't know. So yeah, I guess we'll see.
I'm excited about players playing this and salvaging wrecks of ships in the PU.
So right now, when you destroy a ship, that's kind of it.
So that's where salvage comes in, where we sort of extend the life of the spaceship.
We want you to be able to find destroyed versions of these, look at them in ways you would never have seen them before, and have this extra gameplay with them.
There are different aspects of Salvage that we want to introduce to the game, and the very first one that we will have is the hull scraping.
Which is where you blast off the external surface of the ship and sell that material for profit.
And if you know me, if you watch my channel, you would know that I'm very interested in salvage, and I just want it to like happen so I can see like if it's any good or not. I didn't like I let him speak for a while because this is like they said this like a year ago, or maybe even more than a year ago. So most of this video is just gonna be them recycling the things that they said already. And yeah, let's just continue.
Hull stripping right now is split into two parts. We have the FPS side, and you have the vehicle side.
They actually listen to me, and they actually listen to the community, and I am so happy about this. Like, yeah, it is still basically a beam on the Vulture, but it's not really a beam. It's like a I don't know, it's just opening up and there's like little beams and all that, and it just looks better. It's not just a single fucking beam, and it looks better. Although it is still just like hull scraping, and that's whatever. We are all basically waiting for hull munching and salvaging like the components, which I'm fairly sure that we're not gonna get in this patch, but I guess we'll see. Never say never. I can't be optimistic knowing CAG, but there's still like some hope in me that they're actually gonna give us the opportunity to salvage the components from destroyed ships. But yeah, I guess we'll see. But anyway, like, I said this almost a year ago when I saw the first like beams on the Vulture, and I got so fucking pissed off that they are using beams again, and this just looks better. This is a bit different. Yes, it is still basically a beam, but it looks better and it looks a bit different to all the other beams that we have. So I guess good job, CAG, even though like it would be better if those were like grinders. But yeah, like beams, yeah, fine. Like these kinds of beams, fine. I'm fine with that.
So in vehicle hull scraping, this will be for the Vulture and the Reclaimer, where you take your great big salvage lasers and you take off as much of the material as you can.
For the Vulture, it's very easy. You are the only person. It's the lone wolf ship.
But it is not. And you will see what I mean in a second when he like goes downstairs and presses the eject button, and then there's like a box coming out and you need to like store that box. So you will still need a second guy to unload those boxes if you want to be proficient. If you don't, if you like have enough time, sure, it is a lone wolf ship, but like Reclaimer is also a lone wolf ship, but you will see what I mean in a second.
You can go out, explore, find wrecks just by yourself. Best catering to the smaller types of wrecks you would find.
In the Vulture, you activate the Salvage mode, which then allows you to use the scraper beams to operate them over the surface area of the ship and gather the material.
We know all of this already, but we haven't seen this in a finished state, and it looks better. I'm like, I gotta be honest, like, every time they fuck up, I'm gonna call them out for that. Every time they do bad things, I'm gonna say something. But every time they're doing something good, even though it would be better if they, from the get-go, if they did something completely different. But this, actually, I gotta throw roses at them because like this looks nice, this looks good, and I can't wait for this. I actually can't wait for this. Even though it is just like beams, basically, but it looks better. I don't know if you remember, but like in the previous ISCs, they just had like two yellow beams that were basically the same beams as those that we have on the medical guns or anything else. So yeah, this is much better.
For the Reclaimer, we highly recommend you to come in a group.
You want probably at least 2 people to man the salvage lasers, and a few people in the back of the cargo bay to help you stash away your earnings. You'll go out, you'll find a wreck, turn on the great big front lights of the Reclaimer so you can see what you're doing, and the 2 people in the salvage turrets will start blasting away at the hull to strip it off. As that happens, you're gathering what we call RMC, recycled material composite material, which gets put into cargo boxes in the filler stations that are in the back of the Reclaimer. And you'll need someone back there to take these full crates out of the dispenser and stack them away on your cargo grid.
And here we go again. I'm sorry, CAG, but this is just stupid. I know that you're trying to make multi-crew a thing, but this is not how you do it. And if you're like, and I'm gonna do a video on this because like most people are saying that like Star Citizen is a sim game. I don't know what it's like supposed to simulate because none of this shit actually exists, and the things that that do exist, they are not simulated. So I don't know, but yeah, maybe you're trying to make things more realistic. But if we're talking in terms of things being more realistic, let me show you this. So there was an, I don't know if you noticed, but there was an industrial revolution back in 1760s or 1840s. And you had like production lines, and those were like steam engine powered. And yeah, like if in like 2952 or whatever it is, the fucking year, I was not playing Star Citizen for a while and I already forgot. Amazing. So if by then we don't have production lines, and if we don't have like a track that's just gonna pull the I don't know, the boxes out and drop them on the lower level, I mean, what the fuck? Like, it's a behemoth of a ship. you should have just made a line that's just gonna drop things down. Like, why do we need to use our tractor beams in the back while we have like a pilot and two guys on the gunnery seats, and then you need two guys in the back to like maybe have one guy downstairs that's gonna like collect them and try to like I don't know, Sokoban them if any of you played Sokoban. Like just put them in an order, but just don't make us take them out of the dispenser like it's not the future. Like, come on, like even the sorting should be automatic. But like, okay, if you want to do that, fine. But at least like it would be cool if we only needed one guy and the top level was automized. So yeah, sorry Seiji, but this is just stupid.
And once you have your cargo hold full, you fly to a station where you then can sell the commodity.
And they didn't show us the prices. They forgot to show us how much we will earn by doing this. Great job, CAG. I'm so glad that you're keeping that a secret. At least we know where we will like sell those commodities. But didn't you like I'm pretty sure that you like in the past you were talking about us going to the refinery decks on the refinery stations and selling those goods there or refining them to get more money out of it. Is that still a thing, or did you just like give up on that? Like I don't know. I don't understand it.
The FPS loop in comparison is much simpler. You just buy a Grey Cat multi-tool, you make sure that you buy the Salvage attachment, you make sure that the Salvage attachment is actually attached to the Grey Cat multi-tool, and this is the moment where you can scrape off any material that is salvageable right away.
We also want to allow you to use that material that you gain from hull scraping to immediately repair any damage your ship might have taken. This is really useful for people who are out dogfighting, perhaps. You shoot down your opponent, go out with your multi-tool, take the hull off their ship, and put it back on yours to repair the damage.
You will see where on your own ship you have repaired, so you're kind of getting this battle scarring of your ship.
Alright, so this looks pretty nice, and I'm not gonna lie, this looks pretty nice. That's like, they were talking about this for a while, although I would love to see like different colors. Like if you took out like, I don't know, a red ship and then you like use your multi-tool to like transfer that hull to your hull, and then like your like those patches would be red. But I guess this is okay. This is fine. It looks like battered up, and I'm all about battered up ships because yeah, like showing battle scars is I don't know, it's always nice in these types of games, and it's gonna make all of the ships like unique to a degree. But here's the thing, and this is not a dig at CAG at all, not like right now, but this just left me wanting more. And when I saw this, I immediately started imagining like a player-owned base that would only do salvage and repairs. And then you would like earn money from people that just want their ships to get repaired. But for that, we need a lot more. We need an actual like player-to-player trading mechanic. Then we would need like I don't know, homesteads. Then we would need like a bunch of things, and we have none of that. We have none of that, and they're not even on the horizon. And you never know. Like we don't know when they're gonna be a thing, like when they're gonna become a thing. So yeah, it's just like it looks nice and all of that, but it just left like a sour taste in my mouth because I would just love more from this game. Like the more they add, the more I see how little we actually have. And as I've said, looks nice and all of that, but like if there was, it doesn't even like need to like incorporate homesteads and all of that, but if there was a player-to-player mechanic, and if they raised the prices of like repairing, and if they like incentivized players to actually like trade with other players and giving them money for like repairs and all of that, that would be amazing. There would be like yet another game loop that I think like I would be interested in, and if I would be interested in, I'm pretty sure that a bunch of people would. And also like you possessing a bunch of materials, you being on someone's turf, that's gonna spark a few wars, etc, etc. So like that could be really good for the game, but like with this, it's just like a tier 0, and again they said that it's just a tier 0, and I don't know, like they said that they're not gonna like implement or introduce any new tier 0 things to the game, but it is still just a tier 0, and they're gonna reiterate and they're gonna reimagine and they're gonna like redo the whole thing over and over again in the fashion of CAG and how they did that like for fucking 11 years. So yeah, I don't know, looks nice, and that's it.
So right now, both the FPS and ship hull scraping has progressed very nicely, but there's still a long ways to go with regards to selling the material. We've got a lot of VFX and audio tweaks to do along the way. We want to fully refine the user experience. I'm really excited to see this feature hit the verse. I think it'll be great to watch everyone taking people's ships apart, and it'll be a lot of fun.
And this is just like what I said, this is just a tier 0 and that's it. And I thought that we were done with tier 0 implementations, but I guess we're not. We're still gonna have those, and they're gonna like do other things. But I just remembered one thing that I forgot previously, and that's the Brio's breaker yard, or Brio breakers yard, whatever, the scrap yard that we have with Tamar, and we have like a bunch of those on basically all moons across the verse. And what's the point in having those if you're not gonna sell there, or if you're not gonna like, I don't know, get some missions from over there, or like, why do we have those? That's the question. Why are those not like a part of the whole gameplay loop, like, since we have those and they look really nice? I mean, they're like copy pasted around the verse, but they still look pretty nice, and like, why are we not using those?
If you really want to try something different, something new, something that hasn't been in Star Citizen before, the Vulture is going to be where you want to go. Salvage is new and it's kind of fun and it's exciting. I've been going around and just burning the sides of ships, and it's really fun to kind of experience this new type of gameplay. The Vulture is a single-seater salvage ship meant for a single player to kind of get into the salvage career.
Remember when I said at the start of the video that like you will still need another guy? Just watch this and you'll understand why.
Basically, extracting and processing, things that you find out in the verse, be it space debris or junk or anything like that.
So here I go again. Does that mean that we will be able to like scrap and like hull strip the stations and like the debris of the stations that were destroyed in those like asteroid cluster fields or whatever? If so, that would be cool, because most of us know where they are. We can get to those pretty fast, but if not, why are you saying this?
On a profession ship, I'm mostly just setting it up as a ship to be flown and making sure all of the components are there, all of the functionality for all of the other interactables are there, make sure that they can get cargo. There's also the aspect of setting up all of the things that the salvage work is going to be done with.
So, I mean, we took our styling cues from previous Drake ships, and Drake has a very distinctive style. The first thing that will be very distinct that when you see it at first will be these two arms that sort of jettison out the front.
All right, so I said this time and time again. This does not look like a Drake ship. This looks more like a Argo ship, and you putting a Drake stamp on it does not make it look like a Drake ship. The Cutlass looks like a Drake ship. The Buccaneer looks like a Drake ship. The Corsair looks like a Drake ship. But this is just an Argo ship. And Maybe the interior like reminds you of the Drake ships, but also it's like missing the wires and all the shit that's dangling around and the plastic bags and all of that. So it's still not a Drake interior. To be more exact, again, this looks like the Vulture from EVE Online, because it basically is. And you naming this whole video Vulture's Vulture, I mean, okay, sure, great.
We had to set up these little kind of turrets that would be used to articulate while the salvaging is happening. There are two ways to enter. One from the side, you climb up a ladder and then you can access the cockpit.
Much like a combine would or a construction vehicle has a basic looking style ladder, which kind of adds to the whole look of the construction vibe and everything. And also, like, it helps with a sense of scale in the ship, I think.
Or you can go through the back with a ramp and then you'll access the cargo hold.
Okay, so before we access the ship through the cargo hold, let me just show you a short clip of me like doing a tour of this ship during the last expo when it was just like there and you can like walk inside of it and all of that. I actually got stuck a couple of times inside of it and I made a video about it, and hopefully this got resolved. If not, we're gonna have a lot of issues with that ship. The main issue when you hold Y to exit is that you go outside instead of going back into the rear. And I don't know, like, why is that? Like, it should be programmed differently. So, like, oh my god. So, when you hold Y, you go back to the ship, because in the back you have the... Okay, I'm stuck now. Alright, there we go. Also, like, there's no fucking way that, like, it's so hard to traverse here. It's so hard. But, like, if you're in a Vulture, you will, like, rather want to go to the bed or check the cargo bay downstairs than to, like, just go outside. Because, like, going outside, like, there should be a button, and the button should be on the side, like the F key interaction button. And once you click it, and I'm gonna show you where it should be. Like, it should be like right here and right here. So when you click it, you just go outside through the door. But no, if you wanna exit the ship completely, you hold Y, and if you wanna go back, you gotta find this shit. So it's here, and that should be changed. My 2 cents, that should be changed.
From the cargo hold, you can go through a door and then climb up a ladder, and then you'll have like a personal kind of storage area.
All throughout the ship on the inside, there's going to be a lot of component access. And then to your right, and you walk in through another door, and then there's the habitation area. There'll be like a small bed, a toilet, and then behind you, you got the whole body of the ship and, you know, the cargo and all that, the whole processing area. Persistent universe gameplay, a lot of it relies on, you know, sort of trading things and salvaging things, right? So you can earn credits. So this will be a very good tool to do just that.
So yeah, there you go. You gotta click eject, and I guess you gotta click eject for each box that you want to make from all the scrap that you got from like hull stripping. Therefore, it would be nice for you to have another person on the ship that's just gonna be clicking eject and moving the cargo boxes. And again, why CAG? Like, do we have to do that in our prospectors? We do not. Why do we need to do that with like the Vulture and the Reclaimer? I simply don't get it. Like, if we already right now have like powered tracks that are just gonna like, I just can't even fucking explain this. Like, this is so stupid. Like, this is such a, it's not even an oversight, it's a design choice, and that's the problem. This is a design choice, and I do not understand this design choice. So I'm just gonna end it here because there's no fucking point. They already made up their mind. the community is gonna rage because of that probably, and then they're gonna change it, and then they're gonna make a huge deal about the change, and they're gonna like sell the ships again, and everybody's gonna be happy and everybody's gonna buy them. So whatever. Now let's take a look at the roadmap roundup, and this time around we have some like weird stuff happening. Let me switch the screen so you can see that. So first off, they said before we jump into the roadmap update, we would like to give an update on the status of Alpha 3.18 as well as an update to our standard release cadence for this year. As previously mentioned, we are still on track to release Alpha 3.18 to the PTU this month or in September. We will start the Evocati and aim to expand to more players soon after. Okay, we knew that already. It was supposed to be out in June, or it was supposed to be in the PTU in June, but hey, like, yeah, like 6 months down or up, like more or less, yeah, it doesn't really matter. But we are eager, or 3 months actually, my math is amazing. We are eager to get persistent entity streaming PES in your hands as quickly as possible, as the more time we have with all of you hammering on this new behemoth of technology, the better. Okay, fair enough. You should have released it in the in June, as Chris said, but no, that's fine. That's fine. As communicated in the last letter from the chairman, and there's the link there. You should not talk about the letter from the chairman that we had, because this whole thing is just a fuck up, and you'll see why in a second. But like, yeah, okay, they said that. So we expect PES to remain in the PTU for 2 to 3 months for robust testing. I think he said 3 to 6 months, but okay, fine. Our current goal is to release Alpha 3.18 to the live servers in the first half of November, ahead of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. So here's the question. That's gonna happen in November, and therefore the Alpha 3.18 is gonna be in the PTU for less than 3 or 2 to 3 months that they said here, or 3 to 6 months that Chris Roberts said prior to this whole thing. So does that mean that you're going to release 3.18 without PES? Okay, let's continue reading. This means that the 3.18 patch will now also include content related to IAE, which you will notice in the detailed breakdown below. Okay, fine. So you're just adding IAE to PES and the whole patch. That's fine. I don't have anything against that, but like, how does that go with the 2 to 3 months of testing? Let's read more. As you know, PES and subsequent technologies, server meshing, will change the core of Star Citizen forever and provide a giant leap forward in realizing the vision of what our shared universe is meant to be. Sure. It is no surprise that we have had an abnormal cadence this year, and we are appreciative of all your support as we push through these major milestones. So, are you taking out PES or are you not taking out PES? So, like, I read this like fucking 10 times now and I did not understand it. Does this mean that we're gonna get 3.18 without PES and then we're gonna get PES in the next patch? Or does it mean that we're gonna get PES and IAE at the same time on November, like as a full release? So here's the thing. If they want to treat that as a full release, and if they just like gave up on like 2 to 3 months testing in the PTU, that will mean that they still have no idea how to incentivize people to like play in the PTU and how to like test it out and how to like check it out and try to like report all the bugs. Therefore, they are like skipping the PTU so we can go straight into the PU and try to like, you will have a ton of people there. They will like test out the game and will like report on the bugs. But here's the thing. A lot of player, like I'm not gonna say most of the player base, but like a bunch of people stopped playing because 3.17.2 was a buggy piece of shit. And this is going to be a buggy piece of shit, but it's going to be a persistent buggy piece of shit if PES is going to be released with 3.18. If not, that means that it's delayed again. So fine, I guess. But why did you delay like 3.18 that much? Or the third option is going to be like they're going to release 3.18 and they're going to release 3.18 into the PTU. And they're gonna like keep 3.18 so we can buy more ships and do all of that because marketing said so. And in the meantime, they're gonna try to fix it in the PTU just like they did with 3.17 and 3.17.2. And you already know that that was a really bad idea because the last patch, that like the current patch of 3.17.2, as I've heard, I haven't played it because I don't want to fucking play this mess anymore until like we get more content and until it's a bit more stable. But I have heard that 3.17.2, the last patch that is currently running in the PU, is a piece of shit because it's buggy as fuck. And I'm just like quoting people. That's not me swearing. That like this is a Christian channel, and I would never do that. And yeah. So release view. Let's just check what they said. Drake Corsair. Okay, like we knew that they're gonna release the Drake Corsair. It was announced like just before. No, it was announced like way back. But like I bought it just before last IAE. It was like on a discount, just whatever, because it was a Drake Day or Drake Week, whatever. And on top of that, they said that after further review, these deliverables will require additional tasks that are currently being scoped out and scheduled. Therefore, we're removing these two cards from the release view until their release timing is reassessed. So those will be new introduction scenarios and environmental space missions. This is a shame. I don't really care about this, but this is a shame. Progress tracker. So they're adding the Santo Kai building, balancing, and implementing Opoa's, or however you pronounce that, medium fighter, Santo Kai into the game. Fine, I guess most people want to see this, and hopefully it's a good ship. After assessing with the team and vehicles being worked on for Squadron 42, of course Squadron 42 is going to be a problem, so those vehicles are taking a higher priority. The following vehicles are being removed from Progress Tracker temporarily until resources can be reallocated: RSI Apollo and Tumbril Ranger. So I know for a fact that a bunch of people were waiting for the RSI Apollo, and the Tumbril Ranger, as far as I know, that's like a motorbike by like Tumbril, and I know that a bunch of people wanted to try it because they were hoping that motorbikes would like do better than the hover bikes that we currently have, because they are really bad and they like just tend to kill you. And RSI Apollo, like that's the smallest ship that you can get with a medbay, since they took out the medbay from the Cuddy Reds, and they are still selling the Cuddy Reds, and you can still see on the Cuddy Reds like brochure, I don't know if it's a brochure or the Q&A, you can still see that you are able, like you should be able to respawn inside of it. But no, the Apollo is going to be the smallest ship, and it is not in production anymore. Whatever. Additional focus from USPU is being placed on the freight elevators deliverable for hangars and cargo, and is a prerequisite for hangars to persist. Therefore, we're removing future work for the following deliverable temporarily as this work is being completed: persistent hangars. So no persistent hangars, and we like they're talking about the persistent hangars on and off for I don't know how long. It's just like a pain in the fucking ass. And like, what else is there to say? Like, sure, do you understand this? Because I sure as fuck don't. Are we gonna get 3.18 with PES, or are we not gonna get 3.18 with PES? What? Okay, Jared, just sign us off.
So, what did we learn this week?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Jared. we have no fucking idea what we learned today, not from like the ISC or from the roadmap, because yeah, like everything is just like confusing as fuck. And all I know is that like the beams on the Vulture look and the Reclaimer look a bit better, and there is no like automatization, and you need to use your tractor beams in the back for whatever reason because it's a design choice. And yeah, that's it. So I guess thank you for watching, and thank you to all my patrons for supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel, there's gonna be a link down in the description of the video, and you are supporting me for buying new ships for Star Citizen so I can review them. I'm probably gonna get a Reclaimer from the Patreon money. I already have a Vulture, so if you want to sponsor me to like get the Reclaimer and show it off and do a review of it, even though you know in the inside, like we've all been inside the Reclaimer, but like there's new things, and you are supporting me for like giveaways, because we're gonna have our first giveaway when I get to, or my channel gets to 5,000 subscribers. But that's where the money is going to, so if you were wondering, now you know. If you want to support me, link is down below in the info section. It's a little Patreon link and you can just click on it, and that's it. So again, thank you to my patrons, and thank you for watching, and leave a like, subscribe, and all of that. And tell me in the comments, like, what do you think about all this? Because I don't fucking have a clue. Like, I don't understand what is 3.18 gonna be like at all. Like, why did we wait for 3.18 if we're not gonna get PES? Or are we gonna get PES? Or my brain hurts. All right. Don't forget to bring a towel when you're traveling through space, and then bye. I can't anymore. Bye.